Hey guys, Lori here, pharmacist. So doing a follow-up to my rant, the video that I made the other day on my way to work about the doctor. Oh my gosh. So yeah, he and I have just continued going back and forth, and it got really interesting. I cannot remember the email that he sent me, but in my response, I remembered the U.S. Navy ship out at sea, it was quarantined. This whole thing started in like December, where there was a mumps outbreak on this Navy ship, if you didn't hear about it. And the thing about that is that all the soldiers on board were 100% vaccinated. So the question is, was it a vaccine strain of the virus, or was it something else that caused the mumps? Well, I sent him that news and the link to it, and said, yeah, how's that vaccine working out for them, kind of thing. Well, he comes back at me and just said that basically the story I had given him was a news reporter that wanted to make headline news or something like that, even though it was a good source for information. It was Business Insider or something. It was definitely not a quote-unquote anti-vax. It was just, but he refuted me with that, and then we kept going back and forth, and he called me a dope. He called me, said I was spreading fake news, said in the course of our going back and forth, and him informing me of all the different things it could be besides mumps, even though CNN called it a mumps viral-like illness, and that's what he first started out like. It's just a mumps viral-like illness. You don't know what you're talking about. This doesn't mean it was the mumps. The vaccine is very effective. And I'm like, okay. So we keep going back and forth, and he's calling me all these names. I'm spreading fake news. I'm a dope. I'm grasping at straws. I'm making ridiculous claims. I mean, literally, this is verbatim what this man is saying to me. And finally I said, fine, have it your way. Depending on what story you read, CNN, it was viral mumps-like illness. Another reputable website, but not mainstream, still not anti-vaxxer, it's the mumps. So why don't we do a culture? There's all this with the measles going around, all the anti-vaxxers out there. We want to prove that vaccine's effective. Why? Where's the culture? Somebody do a culture. And he's like, Navy ships are not, they don't have the capacity to do that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you've got over 700 passengers, and some of them are going to fall ill. Is there not a way to determine if it's viral, bacterial, whatever's going on, so that you know what antibiotic to give them, or what you're doing, or if you want to quarantine them? I mean, really? I mean, you got medical personnel on board, so granted they may not have a fully blown laboratory. Then he came back, you don't even know anything about, culturing or what. And I said, I think the real question is, do you? Because what you're saying is making absolutely no sense to me. And so we went back and forth with that, and it was really entertaining, but it was just so interesting to see him. And this is what he's done, guys, I gotta say, is it's like he's just attacked my character. He said, you just want attention, you're doing all of this. Because I asked him at one point, I said, what would be my motive for making videos, for spreading news, for posting? And he's not on Facebook, of course. So what I do is I post my videos to YouTube, and then I'll send him a link. And then, oh my God, he just goes off. So, but anyway, so he came back, he was coming back at me with all of this stuff. And I just kept on about the culture. Okay, come on, don't give me this BS about they don't have the resources to do this. And even if they didn't, couldn't you farm it out to somebody else? Because after all, don't we want to prove how effective that vaccine is? I mean, we're in a crisis right now. We've got a measles outbreak. We got, anti-vaxxers are in the top 10 of health threats in the U.S. declared by the WHO at the beginning of the year. I mean, come on, let's prove how effective this mumps vaccine is, and that this outbreak on the Navy ship was definitely not a vaccine strain. Wouldn't that make sense? He comes back. It was the mumps. It was like, and I guess I must have stuck in his craw enough that he kept digging and digging and digging, and he found an article on, curiously enough, the same website that I had originally sent him, Business Insider, that talked about how they had cultured or whatever and found that it was the vaccine strain. Now, did he apologize to me for calling me all those names, for treating me like I was a complete blithering idiot with a graduate degree from MSU that would be make shit up? No, haven't gotten that. And I actually said, good job. Good job on the research. Thank you. Glad to have that in my hip pocket if I deal with another MD on this kind of thing. And hopefully I will. So anyway, that's what's going on. We're still going back and forth. His head is still so in the sand. It's pathetic, but you know, it's just one step at a time. And I think when you threaten somebody's reality, because I've been kind of hard on him in some ways. I've told him that his critical thinking skills suck, which they do. He just kind of like believes in abstract from pharma and then thus saith the Lord. But I've told him he's brainwashed. But, you know, this is not attacking his character. It's just attacking the reality in which he lives, really. So anyway, what else do I want to talk about on this? On my Facebook channel, I just want to say I am being faithful to post these videos to Facebook. Way back when I first started making them, I had several people say, listen, you need to be posting to Facebook because YouTube, because not everybody is on Facebook. And so I've been faithful to do that. What else? Correlation and causation. Oh, I love this. This is another one of his big arguments with me. So correlation does not equal causation. Another thing that he sent me yesterday was the Denmark study that supposedly proved or showed that there was no link between the MMR vaccine and autism. Well, of course, as we all know, the problem with that study, I'm not going to name the problem with that study on this right now because I might have people watching that'll highlight him. But I asked him, I said, there's a little problem with this study. Can you tell me what that is? He never responded. I asked again. Don't dive too deep. This is not really a technical thing here. He never responded. Why do I suspect he hasn't responded? Because doctors don't like to say, I don't know. And it's not that it's anything that big or something that he couldn't grasp. It's just that it's part of the big picture. So, yeah. How bad you want to go there, buddy? How bad you want to learn? I got some other questions I'm going to be asking him. I'm having a great time, honestly. I couldn't care less if this guy likes me. I couldn't care what he tells all the people he knows in the medical field about me. I couldn't care because you know why? I know I'm right. And that's all that matters. I know I'm on your side. I know I am your advocate. So, love you guys. Any questions? I'm here for you. All right. Bye.